Shit!
I've just started my first 10k road race ever and I'm hoping to run under 35 minutes. Many might find it strange that I have never raced such a common distance as the 10k, but my running background is mostly from forest running and orienteering racing. And to be honest, for many years I really couldn't understand why people would want to run on flat, boring roads. But today I'm finding out if this is something that I might enjoy and if I can run a sub 35 minute 10k with no specific training. So I have finally started my first ever 10k and I'm doing my best to find my position in the group. To run a 35 minutes 10k means that I have to run kilometer splits at an even 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So for this first kilometer I just had one goal, and that was to not start faster than that, because I really wanted to pace this well and not kill my legs completely in the first kilometer. That is so easy to do and just gives you a worse end result and a way tougher experience. This course is a flat and fast round course that is 5.75 kilometers, so in the 10k race we run almost 2 laps on this course. There I hit the first kilometer mark in 3:33, so a bit slower than what I needed to do, but pretty close to my target pace. As you can see, I'm passing a lot of people here, and those are not people I'm racing against, because at the same time there's going on a half marathon, so those people here that are running a bit slower are competing in the half marathon distance. The worrying thing is that I already feel that this is a pretty fast pace for me, and I can feel my lack of speed work over the last year. But I decided to try to stick to a 3:30 pace and see how long I can hold it. This being my first 10k road race also means that I'm really unused to this mental battle. You get so little stimuli just running on this road, trying to keep an even pace. When I do races in the forest or mountains, it's a completely different thing. There I never feel bored like this. But I decided to take on the challenge and do my best to hit another 3:30 split. Here I'm getting close to the 2 kilometer mark that I need to hit in 7 minutes to be on target to pace. I can see that I'm still running a bit slow, so still feeling okay in my legs, I decided to try to turn up the pace a bit and pass these guys. So I do my second kilometer in 3:31, still a bit slow but at least closer to 3:30. So what made me turn up to the start line for a race like this? The last couple of years after I ended my elite orienteering career, I've been intrigued to try to set okay times on different distances and wanting to be able to enjoy all types of running, everything from running ultras in the mountains to running all-out miles on the track. But what was it that made me want to run this particular race? Was it because I am in super good shape and have prepared for running a fast road race? Well, no, I would like that to be the case, but to be honest, I'm probably in the worst shape I've been in a very long time. With a winter where I've been sick all the time and had very little sleep and time in general with having small kids at home and a lot of work to do. So with that background, why did I even toe the starting line to this race then? Well, basically my friend Oscar asked me if I wanted to join, and I like pushing myself and racing, and as my life looks right now, I can't wait to get more time to prepare. Then it might be a very long time until I can do any racing whatsoever. Plus, having never raced this distance before, my fastest 10k I have ran is from a training run where I ran 36 minutes and 30 seconds. So even being far from my best shape, I had my hopes to run my fastest ever 10k on this pretty fast course. And as someone who prefers running in the forest or on the mountain, I also wanted to understand why people do these kinds of races. So far, I'm not completely sold on why you want to do races like this. I'm dreading that it is so far to go and it will only get tougher and tougher if I want to keep this pace. But I'm happy that I found this guy in front of me that seemed to run at a similar pace to me that I can follow, which makes it a bit easier mentally. Thanks to this great pacing help, I'm able to run my fastest kilometer split yet and run a 3:27 for this third kilometer. That means that I'm only 2 seconds off from being spot on 35 minutes 10k pace. This fourth kilometer is a bit slower again, 3:33, and at this point I'm starting to feel that a sub 35 minute 10k will be difficult since I'm already pretty tired. but I try to keep a good pace and know that I oftentimes can have a good finish, so I will hopefully be able to make up some time there. As we pass the finish line here after the first lap, this guy that I've been running with is starting to pull ahead of me. I feel that the pace is just a bit too fast for me to keep all the way to the finish line, and I decide to keep running at my own pace. I'm hoping that pacing it smart in this part of the race will allow me to catch him later on. But this was probably the lowest part for me during the race, knowing that it's so far to go and that I'm already so tired and have no one to run with. So running here I found myself missing the trails, and once again wonder why people want to run on straight, boring asphalt roads. The 5th kilometer is my slowest yet. I run a 3:37, and at this point I'm starting to be worried that I will not even be able to beat my previous fastest 10k from a training run a couple of years back when I ran a 36:30. But although it looks really hard from this point to run a sub 35, I'm not willing to give up. I just keep pushing with what I got, and I ran the 6th kilometer a bit faster, doing a 3:34. And at this point a guy had caught up to me, which I was really happy with, because now I decided to just try to stick to him as long as I can. The 7th kilometer, while keeping this guy's back, I ran a 3:36, and now I'm really longing to the finish line, because I'm struggling a lot to keep this guy's back, but I still feel that I want to contribute a bit with the pacing, so I go up and take the wind a bit here. But as soon as he passed me again, he starts to pull away. We do the 8 kilometer in 3:34. As I see this guy slowly getting away from me, I know that my last kilometer can be good, so I just want to keep him from not pulling away too far and hope that I can close the gap with a good finish. The 9th kilometer I ran in 3:36, but now I can feel that the finish line is so close, and I can also see a group of guys not that far ahead of me, with both of the guys that I have ran a lot with. So I start increasing the pace slowly, trying to catch up to them. As I'm starting to catch up to them, I must admit that I'm super tired, but I guess that my competitiveness kicks in and I decide to fight through the pain and do my best to finish first in this group. That will give me a 6th place in the race. And although this is the most painful part of the race, it's the first time that I really enjoy it. Giving your all to a finish line, especially fighting shoulder to shoulder with other guys, is always a cool experience. And I guess although a race like this isn't super fun or enjoyable during most of the race, it is for the challenge and feeling of accomplishment that one wants to do things like this. After I pass the last guy in the group, I just give it my all to the finish line, hoping that those guys I passed are even more tired than me. There, I'm so happy to hit the finish line after a really good final kilometer of 3:16, which gave me a 6th place in the race and a time of 35:31. The most fun part of the day was probably to cheer on my friend Oscar, who ran a personal best as well, and to do a cool down jog with my friends. Although a race like this isn't my favorite kind of race, I see the charm in chasing fast times, because now I really want to get back into training and run a sub 35 10k. If you want to see me racing my fastest 5k ever, you can click here.